One major issue that we deal with in this internet era is that of pervasive misinformation. And I'm not talking about fake news. That's an issue which I don't think I ever really want to talk about, certainly not right now. No, what I'm talking about is information which, at its most basic level, has been created with the intent to mislead. This is things like Photoshop, but taken to the extreme, we could imagine where we have video that has been doctored and, in the worst case, completely fabricated to make anybody we want say or do anything we want them to. This is the essence of a deep fake.
Ah.
Now, in essence, deep fakes aren't that complicated. Anytime you imagine your favorite celebrity doing whatever you want, something that they haven't actually done, you are, in a sense, making a deep fake within your mind. But even if somebody could peer into your mind to look at this deep fake, it wouldn't hold water. See, when we imagine people, we don't imagine a whole person. We imagine a couple of major details, a couple of things we like about them, amplified or decreased, and then our mind just fills in the blanks so that it looks like a real person to us in our memory, in our imagination. But if somebody else were to look at it, they'd be able to tell that something was off. Of course, computers don't have to deal with this. They are more or less actually perfect. But they do have one big issue that if I want them to do the imagination for me, they aren't creative. A computer needs to have a model. Let's say I'm just going to basically be a green screen of the person who I want to be, and we'll face swap, put their head on mine. And so I just need to do the actions, and the computer will replace me with them. And then the second problem with that is trying to build an entire person from scratch is extremely processing intensive. You imagine the old claymation videos where somebody has to spend hours, frame by frame, moving the image. And that's with a built model. For me to do a face swap, then I need to have, first of all, footage of the person from every angle, up, down, sideways, and speaking a variety of words, so that I can have the proper lip motions, proper angles, and things like lighting and texture are just an entire extra level of difficulty. But at best, it needs to be able to take my face, recognize various planes, cheeks, nose, eyes, mouth, take the actor's face or some former president, put those new planes, their surfaces, over my face, and it needs to do this frame by frame through the entire video. Good video these days runs between 30 and 120 frames per second, with high-speed cameras being able to do quite a bit more. And when you get to that level, frame by frame, that means that each one needs to have that perfection, and a 15-minute video is just not going to be easily possible, at least not today. Fellow YouTuber Tom Scott took some pictures of himself and yet another YouTuber, Matt Parker, and using software which you can find if you really care to, attempted to do a face swap of Matt Parker onto him, and I'll let him speak to the results for himself.
Can you convincingly face swap Matt Parker into this video? No. No, not really. Not at all.
So yeah, to be very clear and make sure that I'm covered under criticism of this video for fair use, I'm going to say that those results are disturbing. But they do show very well how much computer work, how difficult it is for this kind of problem to be done. But that's not quite fair either, because this is using a computer that, even when it was recorded, was a couple of years old, only working for 48 hours on a fairly limited subset of data, 500 frames of images of Tom Parker and 500 images of Tom Scott and Matthew Parker. So if I imagine some movie star where I've seen them in literally every angle and with a more powerful computer running for not just 48 hours but weeks or months, we can get to where potentially we have video that absolutely looks dead on, let alone if we start from a better frame where the person who's being face swapped is already a sort of stunt double of the first person, because then little differences, little errors are going to be less noticeable right away. And I can imagine a world where video is completely fabricated from the ground up, and for you or me just watching it, a casual observer, it's literally impossible to see which ones are real and which ones are fakes. How do we deal with information in a world where any fact and lie are, at least to a casual observer, indistinguishable? I honestly don't have answers to this. It's something that we need to be considering, because more and more with advanced technology, this is a real possibility and something we might need to deal with possibly very soon. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comments are down below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing so you never miss out. Until next time, see ya.